society.
What's up, everybody? This is Alex Fischbein back again with another Fisch's Friday rant, and it has been a while since I have done one of these because, graduation, all that kind of school stuff that I've talked about before. But hey, I'm almost done school. I'm going to have a lot more time, and we're going to be doing these Fisch's Friday rants just, non-stop. We're going to be tossing these things out like assembly lines. We're going to have lights, and we're going to have like green screens, and we're gonna have special effects. It'll be the works. It will be the works. Now, to start things off, like I said before, if you drop us a rating and a comment, you will be featured on Fisch's Friday Rant, and we will take a picture, a screenshot of your comment, of your rating. No matter what rating it is, you can give us a crappy rating. You can give me a 1 star. You can give the rest of us you could give us a 1 star and be personally attacking me, and I will put it on here. Okay, maybe not personally attacking, like with some real private stuff or maybe some real vulgar stuff, but you get my point. We're gonna put you on here, and this, or I should say these, or whatever, are the current comments that we have on our iTunes page. Check them out. Now, go to our iTunes page on iTunes, hit that rating button, write a little comment, and you can be on here too. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. It helps us a lot with being on the podcast page for iTunes. And if we get big enough, you will also see us on Spotify now that Spotify also has podcasts. So let's get right down to it. We're going to talk about Kobe. We're going to talk about the Warriors breaking the record. We're going to talk about this whole Kings firing Carl and looking for a new coach. And we are going to talk about the advertisements that will now be on NBA jerseys. So let's start things out. We got the doubleheader that happened Wednesday night. That was the Warriors going for the historic record to beat the 95-96 Bulls. And we also have the historic night that was Kobe's last game. Now, I just want to start things off by saying I think it was hilarious how people thought, they started throwing out all those Twitter polls. They started doing all these questionnaires with the retweet for this, favorite for this. It was like, oh, if you're going to watch Kobe's game, then retweet. If you're going to watch the Warriors game, then favorite. How could they do this? How could they put them, how could they push back Kobe's game to ESPN2? Like, first off, ESPN2. If you have ESPN, you have ESPN2. It's not like they're pushing it back to NBA TV where you need to purchase a separate package from the normal cable package to even get the channel. They are putting it literally, at least for Xfinity, one channel away. You literally have to press up and down to flip from both channels. Or if you don't even want to do that, if it is more than one channel away, you could go to the other channel and just keep hitting last. Either way, it is not difficult to flip between games. I understand you might not see all of one, but it is still possible to do that, and it's still possible to see both historic games. Anyway, pushing that aside, it was crazy to see the Warriors just finally do it. I mean, there's still going to be all this talk about, are they better than the Bulls team? Is Steph Curry better than Michael Jordan? Is blah, 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 blah. There's still going to be all of that until they win a championship. Well, actually, I shouldn't even say until, because even if they do win a championship, there's still going to be tons and tons of think pieces, of debates, of everything on Twitter, of people saying, no, the Bulls are better, no, the Warriors are better, blah, 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 blah. So we're in for a lot of it, really. We're going to see those debates everywhere. Say they do not win the finals, though, then a lot more people are going to give that edge to the Bulls because they were able to get that record, which was the best record in the NBA, the best regular season record, and they got the ring. So if the Warriors don't get the ring, I mean, that's where, you might be able to say that the Warriors are the best regular season team. But when it comes to saying that, who cares if they're the best regular season team if you didn't win a ring? So really, this puts actually a lot of pressure on the Warriors to win this ring. Because, like I said, okay, cool. You got the best regular season record in NBA history. That's awesome. It was a great feat. It was amazing. Everything. If you don't win a ring, it's like, okay. You won some regular season games. You won the most regular season games. But the regular season doesn't really count for anything. I mean, you might have gotten like an MVP award, maybe a Coach of the Year award, or whatever from that regular season, and you will be in the history books. But ultimately, if you don't got the ring, then there's no real, big deal about it. I mean, it still is a big deal, but figured it. Anyway, moving on to Kobe, that honestly was other than seeing him have this kind of night and win a championship, this was the second best way to see him go out. It really was. Because obviously, a lot of people might say the second best way was seeing him get to the finals but maybe lose the finals. But at the same time, you don't want to see him lose his last game. You don't want to, even if he turned in a great performance, you don't want to see him lose the last game. And if it's the finals, then it's even more of, a heartbreaker. So when it comes to this, obviously they were feeding him the ball. The guy took 50 shots, but he still had 60 points. I did not think that Kobe had this in him still. I knew, we all know Kobe's still a ridiculous assassin of a scorer. But with how his body is holding up, nobody knew he was going to drop 60. Even Kobe laughed at the fact that Shaq told him to go get 50. So there's a lot going on there that everyone was like, this is impossible. And you saw pictures from NBA players on their Instagram. They were like, yo, this was my face at the moment they told me how many points Kobe had. Damian Lillard had one where he was like, this was my face. And I was like, how many points does Kobe have? Even the NBA players who are playing against him all the time didn't think he was going to do that. They knew he had it in him, but they didn't think it was going to happen. And added to the fact that Houston won earlier that night, so that Utah didn't really have much to play for, it even set it up even better for Kobe. And the fact that he hit that shot at the end to give them the lead, the fact that he hit those 2 free throws as well, and the most ironic part of this entire thing is the last play of his career, he got an assist. I think that's personally, I think that's hilarious because, of the whole narrative that Kobe never passes the ball. Well, bam, his final play, assist. I feel like, I think he threw it down the court to Clarkson. I feel like Clarkson wanted to dunk it just to be like, hey, he got that assist and, that's his final play. I mean, plus Clarkson can brag to his friends and family later on that he was part of Kobe's final play. But anyway, another part about that, I'm not really sure if it's true or not. It could be just a weird rumor, but I was seeing things on Twitter getting passed around. There were articles, I forget where it was from, but it said that when Nick Young tried to give Kobe his shoes to sign, Kobe threw them in the trash. Yo, Kobe he's like, man, I ain't got time for you, trash. Ain't nobody got time for that. So that I thought was hilarious. Even if it's not true, whoever came up with that kudos to you, because that is honestly funny. So moving on from Kobe now, we have the Sacramento Kings looking for yet another head coach. And they, I think it was Woj, reported on Tuesday that the Kings were planning to fire Carl Thursday. And, okay, I mean, they have a little bit of respect. They let him coach one last game. But I still am struggling with the fact on why did they fire Malone in the first place? Like, I've honestly been preaching this since that man was fired. How are you going to fire a coach who could finally get to DeMarcus Cousins? Like, they have tried so many coaches that really couldn't communicate with Cousins, and Cousins kept having his rift with the coach, and all of this drama was happening. So, they fire the one who can talk to him? They fire the one who was getting through to him, who was helping Sacramento have one of the best starts they've had in a long time? And then they bring in a guy who Cousins didn't like at all? And, like, where was the sense? Why? None of that made any sense. And I really think that it's just indicative of, like, the ownership of the Kings, like, how inept they really are. How are you going... It doesn't add up. It just doesn't add up. Like, alright, if I was, like, a boss, like, we're not even talking about basketball right now for this analogy. If I was a boss of a company, and I knew that this one leader of a team wasn't exactly, like, listening to people, and he was just trying to do things on his own, and he didn't want to hear anything from anyone else, and I hired somebody who could be, like, right there, who could help talk to him and help him help the rest of the team, and this guy really got to him and was able to say, like, hey, if you improve on this, then you can help everybody with this. And that guy was like, okay, yeah, I can do that. I would definitely keep that guy. I might even give that guy a raise. Hell, that guy might be getting, like, paid double time because he's finally talking to this dude that is a part of my company who is very talented and very skilled and very good at what he's doing, but his mental side and his social side just isn't exactly there. And so this guy can help that, as well as being pretty talented and helping the team itself be one of the best teams it's been in a while. So, like, are the Kings ever gonna be good again with this ownership? Like, are maybe for the Kings to get good, the NBA just has to take over. They have to be like, look, we're just taking this because you guys obviously can't do it. Maybe that's what has to happen. Because what's been going on, especially recently, is just ridiculous. And they should feel bad. They should, honestly. And the last thing I wanted to talk about was the ads coming to NBA jerseys. Now, I've seen people flipping out on Facebook, on Twitter, everything, that they're like, oh my God, it's going to wreck the jersey. It's going to do this. It's going to do that. I don't want to walk around and be a billboard for other companies and all this kind of stuff. Bruh. It is a tiny logo in, like, the shoulder area, like, right up in here. 2.5 by 2.5. I think it was inches. 2.5 by 2.5 inches. It is not going to be that big of a deal. It's just not. And on top of that, the NBA has said that these ads will not be in the retail version of the jersey. That when you go to the store and you want to buy a jersey, it's not going to have the ad on it. The only time you're going to have a jersey with an ad on it is if you buy, like, a game-worn jersey from an auction or a player gives it to you because you're sitting courtside or something. It is not going to have the ad when you buy it. Sure, it might, like, 5 years down the road because, they might want more money and more money. But right now, with these ads coming, it's not going to be on the retail version. And a lot of people Like, in the dunk contest, did you notice that those guys had, like, Sprite logos and different stuff on their jerseys? I mean, you might have noticed the three-point shootout ones because it was a Foot Locker logo, and sometimes it wasn't the same color as the guy's jersey. But I feel like a lot of these teams would probably try and find sponsors. I mean, obviously it's going to be the sponsor who's paying the most, but a lot of them might try and blend it into the jersey. And so, like, even still with the Foot Locker ones, it was only like a square like that big. It's not a big deal. Relax. Just calm down. Alright? Alright. Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you guys for listening and watching to another episode of Fisch's Friday Rant. And like I said, if you comment and leave a rating on our iTunes page, your comment and everything will be featured on the next episode. Also, all of our things are through SoundCloud, so check out SoundCloud. We are trying to get to Spotify at some point if they let more podcasts in. Or if you guys just... actually, here, let's do this. I want you guys to do just one thing for me. Just one thing. I want you, if you're listening to this or watching this, just share it with one friend. If you enjoyed it, just share it with one friend. That's all we ask. Just one friend, and that's how we'll get the ball rolling and maybe get us on Spotify. So, definitely check out the website, basketballsocietyonline.com, and check us out on Twitter at @bballsociety_. I'm at thatkidfisch. That's Fisch. I will see you guys next time. Peace.